guys, my name is Lucy and welcome to my channel. So much for joining me for today's video. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. Over 60% of you aren't subscribed to my channel and it literally takes 2 seconds and it really helps me out. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you find it helpful, please do smash a big thumbs up to let me know. For today's video, I have a very requested video and that is actually 2 things combined. The first part of this video is going to be how I organise my sheet music, and the second part of this video is going to be how I cut my sheet music. So I really do hope this video helps you out, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, when it comes to organising my sheet music, some people might think I'm over the top, but I feel like I have a good system that works for me. Honestly, organisation is key. I know in the future then, if I have an audition and whatever, most probably I have the music for everything I have ever sang in the last 4 years in these folders, so I will be able to find something. So I'm going to show you my little system and what you might need to buy if you want to replicate this. So first up, oh my gosh, I literally can't hold these, they're so heavy. I have 2 massive ring binders. Now obviously I don't take these to college every day, these stay at home, and I'm going to explain how they're divided and how they're organised, and I really can't hold them both because they're very heavy. Both of these ring binders are actually from Ryman's, in case you want to get them. Mine have faded a little bit in the sun, but it still does the job, and to be honest I actually think I need to invest in a third one because this one is way too full and is probably going to break. So I've split my ring binders into 2. This one is contemporary songs, so post 1965 songs that are musical theatre, and the other folder is pre-1965 legit pop and rock songs and any of my old classical rap from school. Within this folder, oh my gosh, it's so heavy, I have different dividers where I organise my sheet music into alphabetical order. I'm gonna put this down while I talk. Personally, I've tried organising my music in lots of different ways, like by musical, by writer, by genre, by style, but I've found that organising my music alphabetically is the most effective way for me. It just makes it so much easier to find stuff, so much easier to keep a track of, and it just seems to work best. I don't have a divider for every single letter, I just have it for some, and I group some letters together like X, Y and Z. Don't have that many songs, so I group them together, for example. And then within each section and each letter I make sure that the music is also alphabetically ordered. Within the folder I then keep my sheet music in plastic wallets. I don't like to hole punch them because if the sheet music comes right up to the edge, I don't want to hole punch out any of the music, so I just put them in plastic wallets. So buying a big bulk pack of plastic wallets is an absolute must. For example, here I have Right Hand Man. Now this is a lot more sheets than 1 copy of Right Hand Man. However, this was my drama school audition song, so I think I have about 5 copies of it in here. I have some versions that are cut, some that aren't cut. I have one that's sticky taped. I have a spare one. I have a working copy. But honestly, keep all your copies. I went through a phase where I thought, oh, I only need 1 copy of each song, and I threw out quite a lot. Firstly, that's not good because it's really wasteful. And secondly, I promise there'll be a time where you wish you just kept that second copy. And yes, of course you can photocopy and reprint in the future, but printing out all this music really isn't great for the environment. Unfortunately, at the moment there's no other alternative apart from buying an iPad Pro, and I am not in the market for buying an iPad Pro. So paper it is for me, but yes, honestly, just keep all the copies that you have of songs because you will thank yourself one day, whether it's because you're in a rep class and you need 1 copy for you, 1 copy for the pianist, or you want to write on a copy, or you want an uncut version. Just keep all your versions because it's just going to make your life so much easier in the future. So then, as I said, in this folder I have A to Z of legit songs, and then I have A to Z of pop and rock songs, and then I just have a really small section at the back for any of my old classical rep. I didn't want to organise it all A to Z because I think that would just get confusing, so I've tried to keep it in the 3 sections, but honestly I am going to need to get another folder to put pop and rock in on its own because this is also getting very overflown. And within these I just organise it the exact same way as the other folder. So basically those 2 folders stay at home and they are like my storage folders. They are my go-to song index. If I ever need a new song for a class, I can go in there and 9 times out of 10 I'll have something that's appropriate to sing. Now, when I have to take songs to college, I take them in a display folder. I've spoken about display folders many times on my channel, and this is my one of choice at the moment. It's a little bit battered because I used it in 2nd year as well, but this is a 40 pocket display folder. Mine is pink because I love pink. Would prefer it to be light pink, but anyway, we move. And it just has loads of plastic wallets to pop your sheet music in. So usually what I do is on a Sunday evening, I will figure out what songs I'm going to use for that week for all my different classes, and I will pop them into this folder. I'll then obviously use them throughout the week. I might add new songs throughout the week, and then again the following Sunday, any songs that I'm finished with or I won't need the next week or I'm not going to sing for a while, I'll take them out, pop them back in the ring binder that stays at home, and pop in any new songs I need for the next week. Personally, this system just works best for me because I don't want to be lugging those massive folders around. And yeah, this is my working day-to-day folder that I take to college. Then my third and final folder in my little folder collection is my audition folder. So there's nothing to say you can't take a pink folder to an audition, but personally I just don't think it looks that professional. So I do have a black folder for auditions. This is my favorite folder ever, but it's so small and it really annoys me, which is why I can't use it as my everyday folder. I love the fact it has the rings down the side. I love that it sits flat on the piano, that you can fold it. It is just so perfect. It has all the pockets, but it's really small. I think it's only about 20 sheets, and for day to day that doesn't work for me because usually in a week I'll have about 5 or 6 songs in that folder, and this folder only fits maximum 3 to 4 songs. So this is why I have it as my audition folder, because usually for an audition you will only take a couple of songs. Top tip of life, only have songs in your audition folder that you're willing to sing, because I promise you, if you have something in there you don't want to sing, panel will just choose it. They will. It's just the way life works. So yes, this folder does sit empty most of the year, but I just whip it out for assessments and if I have any like mock auditions in college, and then in real life when I'm out in the big bad world, I will use this as my audition folder for shows. So that all in all is how I keep my sheet music organized. I know it might seem excessive to some of you, but I promise you, your life will be so much easier and less stressful if it's not disorganized. I actually spent about 2 hours yesterday sitting and just making sure everything was organized ready for third year. So now on to the second part of this video, and that is how I cut my sheet music. Now, I really wasn't sure how to film this because I can't stand with a bit of paper and show you. So my plan is to talk you through it, and I'm going to insert photos here of all the different stages that I'm talking about. So everyone has a different opinion on how to cut sheet music. I promise you, every teacher, every pianist, every school has a different opinion. This is just what I prefer and what has worked for me at both GSA and ORGANISE, but do what your teacher says. So the first rule of cutting sheet music is never use pen. Don't use pen, because then you'll make a mistake, you'll get it wrong, the pianist will want you to change it, etc, etc. Just use pencil and save yourself a lot of hassle. The second rule is always check your cut with a pianist. I have done cuts of sheet music before, and I can read sheet music and I can play piano to an okay standard, and I still make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, so just make sure to double check with a pianist that your cut is okay before you take it to an audition or anything. So when it comes to actually cutting the sheet music, what you need to do is you need to identify the section that you want to cut. Once you've done that, you're going to draw an inward arrow into the bar that is just before the bar that you want to cut. So you will see on screen now, I've drawn an arrow into the last bar that I want to sing before I make the cut. Then you're going to either draw diagonal lines with a ruler, not freehand and not scribbly because it will look horrendous, along all the bars that you want to cut. Make sure there's a lot of lines so it is clear. Some teachers have told me in the past to actually shade it in. Again, this does work well because it's very obvious. The only problem with this is if you want to change it, it's an absolute pain in the backside to rub out, but it does make it super duper clear. Just make sure that your shading or lines are neat and tidy. You don't want to turn up to an audition with scribbles everywhere. It just looks unprofessional and like you don't really care. Then when you identify where the end of your cut is going to be, you're going to draw another inward arrow to the first bar that you want to start singing from. There's a photo of this on screen now, so hopefully that will make sense. Some people don't draw these brackets, but personally I find it just helps to indicate where the cut is, because it's very clear, like this is the beginning and this is the end. So that's why I do them like that. If you have full pages that you are cutting, so say you sing pages 1 and 2, you don't want to sing page 3, but then you're going to go and sing page 4, just take page 3 out. Don't colour in or cut the whole page. That's completely pointless. Just take page 3 out. However, don't throw it away. Keep all your spare sheets in your folder with your other versions of the song, or in a separate folder, because one day you might need them and then you just got to print one page and that's really irritating. So just keep the pages that you've cut, but don't leave them in with scribbles over them. Just take them out if you're cutting the full page. And the final thing is, when you have cut your sheet music, if you're taking it to an audition or even just to a class, make sure to point out the cut to the pianist. Yes, they've probably played this cut before. If they are experienced, they'll know what they're doing, but it's just common courtesy. You don't want them to turn the page and then be like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting that, and try and find where they're going. Just say to them, oh, just so you're aware, I have a cut, it goes from here to here. It should be clearly marked on the sheet music, but I just wanted to let you know. So that will just make your life less stressful and their life less stressful if they know what is coming up. So guys, I do hope that this video has helped you out and given you a bit of inspiration for getting organized, and also has cleared up how to cut your sheet music. If you did enjoy it, please do smash that big thumbs up to let me know. As always, if you have any other video suggestions, please pop them down below in the comments. It really, really helps me out, and I will hopefully see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!